surgical oncologist working at Bangalore Baptist Hospital. If you look at a specific incidence of how I wanted to be a surgeon in the field of oncology, a cancer surgeon, I think it was even before I started doing my surgery residency. I was working at an institute in Bangalore under the oncology department, and the consultant there, the way he was involved in the patient care, the whole process of how the patient was taken through his treatment, I think that is where I felt more connect with the disease, with the patient, which is the one I think that started off with me wanting to do oncology. Sacrifices, I think, as an individual and family come at multiple levels. So I think the support of the family is what mattered in terms of sacrifice. In terms of an individual sacrifice, there is the life outside this profession is not as much. Probably over time, I need to learn how to figure out to have a life, a proper balance. But I think friends, family have learned that I'm not going to be so easily available to attend family functions or to be around with the family. So definitely, me not being around with family, they have learned their way around me and trying to function. I think my patients, the patient as an individual, my ability to connect with them, my ability to be with them during this tough journey, I think that is the main thing that has helped me to continue. Though there have been a lot of setbacks, losing patients or having issues during their treatment would definitely make me take a step back. But I think the patient himself and the treatment process has definitely helped me to continue and to be able to help them out in such tough times. More than children, I would say youngsters. I think there is still, in today's world, I'm not the person who's encouraging youngsters to take up medicine. Because we can see that the workload, the pressure of work, the tension, the expectations of patients who are now considered as customers and clientele is what has changed our profession very, very significantly. So I always not pro encouragement to youngsters to take up medicine as such. But definitely, I would say that if they are passionate and if they are ready to do what it takes, and if they have that passion to do medicine and oncology, yes, they should definitely do it. It's difficult. It's very, very difficult to actually manage the whole stress and the patient losses, the complications, all of that. But my way, I think, of course, is to look at the next patient, to look at what best I can do, learn from my mistakes and go ahead and move on. But my work-life balance mostly is I love to eat and venture into, looking at new places to eat. So I try to explore into good food and do a lot of binge watching of television, especially at nights. I think that's the one that is a complete stress buster for me. So food and some form of television comedy or even thrillers, all of that is what completely takes my stress away. I have asked myself that question several times. I don't see myself doing anything else apart from surgical oncology, frankly speaking, not only medicine, but surgical oncology. patients, of course, the anxiety in these patients is quite significant. And over time, I've actually noticed their anxiety comes from very rarely from what they are going through, but more so from what they are going to be perceived as. So they're worried about the word cancer, because now what do I go back and tell my family members, or what do I go back and tell my friends? Oh, I have cancer, I have to go through this treatment, I will lose hair. These are their anxiousness, rather than more so of how will I tolerate this, all of that. And of course, the myth and the assumption that okay, the moment you have cancer and that is the end, there is no further life ahead, there is no quality of life, this is like a death sentence, is what most of them still perceive it as. So that is the main anxiety that I have noticed. So for me, I always, when I talk to them, when I see a patient for the first time, be it a cancer breast, so of course I tell them that starting from the range of treatment that we have nowadays, like you don't have to remove your whole breast, you don't have to, you can do a breast conservation surgery. You have even if you have to remove your whole breast, you have reconstruction facilities, you have to maintain your quality of life, to maintain your outlook, all of that can be maintained. Quite a few of my young patients, I always tell them, instead of going through the phase of losing their hair, where to see them losing their hair and and then being bald, I kind of tell them to go and just shave their head off as a fashion fad. Just think of it that way. Go and shave your head. A lot of them are actually very open to that, and they do it with so much of enthusiasm when you put it across like that. And when they don't go through one question may be difficult, but to ensure that they are well informed, very well informed of what the diagnosis is, what is their process of treatment, and to understand the pros and cons of all the treatment options that are available. And also, if anything, there's also something that I always tell them, that if they have any doubt in terms of whatever I have told them or given a plan of action, to definitely take another opinion as well, so that they're clear in their head of the exact process of treatment. Professionally, be it family life, I don't think it's easy in a society like ours. In a surgical field, I can, to be more frank, more specifically in the surgical field, throughout several years, it has been a male-dominated surgical field. Women surgeons were hardly any, but if you look at the last probably 10 years, the number of female surgeons has definitely increased. Even youngsters doing surgical residency, now we have a good balance of female and male residents. But it's not easy, because at every step you are questioned about decisions that you make for yourself, that is your personal life, your family life, be it having children, be it taking care of the family. It is a struggle. It's not easy to be a female surgeon. There are a lot of challenges, but over time I think that is definitely changing. It is not just in terms of the professionals around us. Even if you look at the patient who come to you, if you notice breast cancer, yes, the women are more comfortable in coming and meeting a female surgeon in terms of breast cancer treatment, or it is an ovarian or a cervical cancer. But be it any other malignancy, that acceptance even in patients is not as much. I have personally experienced it. So they would come, they would have a beautiful discussion, we have everything, this is the surgery, this is what we are doing. But at the end, they would ask you one question, would you be doing this? Who would be doing the surgery? Would you be doing the surgery, or is there somebody else who would do the surgery? But if you look at it with my male contemporary, I don't think such questions would ever come. But over time, I think I'm hoping, and I'm seeing that things are changing. People are more receptive to female surgeons being around. Physically, mentally, no challenges at all. It is just ability of her to work her way around the system and try to have a good balance in terms of family life and professional life. I think women are quick learners and are very good at multitasking when it comes to the men. So I think they would definitely, all of us definitely do a good job at that. They should definitely aim for it. They should definitely reach there. They should not think twice. But they will definitely need to put in extra hard work to reach here. It's not an easy cakewalk. It involves, you have to prove yourself, you have to be strong every step of the way, and it is definitely, you can reach this level, you can achieve and you can reach higher levels. It involves hard work, patience, and strong emotional and physical strength. Both of that is very, very, very important.
When I met Dr. Nitya, she's been really helped me. She really helped me as to know about the diagnosis and made my mom also comfortable about her diagnosis. And she cleared her all her fear and explained her in a very nice way. Dr. Nitya is my friend only. I've been happy that I've chosen the right doctor, and she's always been a very good doctor, and she really cleared the fears and doubts of all the of about the cancer to my mom. So my mom was really very apprehensive initially when she came to know about her condition, but then she cleared her doubts and everything, and then she was little better. Um, the initial anxiety was really taken off earlier. Since yes, I have to undergo surgery and take the treatment. She was all ready for it.
I would like to introduce myself. I'm Sarla. I'm working in Bangalore Baptist Hospital. I'm a nurse. I was diagnosed in the year 2019 while they were doing a free camp screening. Then the first doctor where I met was Dr. Nitya. She was the oncosurgeon in our hospital. So as soon as I was upset by seeing the scan report, I just went and approached Dr. Nitya. And Dr. Nitya is a very dedicated doctor in our Bangalore Baptist Hospital. As soon as I went, she was not like a doctor. Moreover, she was like my friend. She made me to sit next to her and she just started talking all other things. Then finally only she started to talk about what happened. Then I started explaining. Then she counseled me, she spoke to me. Though I work in a medical line, but still I was not having confidence. But more than a doctor, Dr. Nitya is very humble and dedicated doctor, to say the truth.